Welcome back, dear viewers. The Grand Egyptian Museum is taking children into account as well as different age groups, as there is an educational section inside the museum for children, which offers a range of activities, to be compatible with children's interests. And to talk to us more about the Children's Museum here at GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, we have the pleasure of having with us Eman Abul, Hassan, manager of the Children's Museum at GEM. Miss Eman, thank you for joining us, and it's a great idea, first of all, to have a children's museum, a special section for children. So would you define for us first, please, what is meant by a children's museum?
Okay, a good question, by the way, because we received these questions more than one time. People are asking us, what does it mean? What is exhibited in the Children's Museum? And we can say that Children's Museum is a non-profit institution dedicated for learning and education that is most full of joy, enjoyment, imagination, creativity, and concerning to educate children a certain or a kind of knowledge. And for Children's Museum as a Grand Egyptian Museum, it's a children museum dedicated for children from 0 to 15 years old. And it will learn them about ancient Egyptian history and ancient Egyptian heritage.
Right, and I guess, Ms. Eman, one of the main goals of this children's museum would be that the kids would be attached to their heritage, right? Yes. To know more about their predecessors, the ancient civilization, the great ancient civilization in Egypt.
A children's museum here is considered as, if we can say, a bridge from ancient Egyptian history and also Egyptian heritage, tangible and intangible, to deliver it to our children or our new generations that their knowledge about ancient Egypt and even the heritage is not so much. So they will be connected to ancient Egyptian history and heritage, and we can say also they will be touching ancient Egyptian history with their own hands.
Right. I loved it when you said a playground. I mean, one of the definitions you mentioned is a playground. So could you tell us how indeed can a children's museum be a playground for children?
The most important thing about children's museum is that it's about play. Children will learn slow play. So they will come here, play, enjoy, and from their insides they will learn or educate. So the core or the most important thing about Children's Museum is play, enjoy, put your hands on, engage, get us a lot of emotions, and if we can say that there is a comparison between the museum and the Children's Museum. In the museum you are moving slowly, watching, and for the Children's Museum it's a place where you will hear a loud voice, see emotions, hear a voice of a loud voice, and it's a lot of emotions inside the Children's Museum.
Miss Eman, what about the space you have for the Children's Museum?
Okay, for the Children's Museum we had a space dedicated for Children's Museum. It's about 3,465 quadrat meter, and inside it you can find the main gallery. That there is an exhibition about it. You can find 6 classrooms where programs will happen and the children will make activities, and also you can find a theater where the children will perform, and a library, and a room dedicated for activities that was hands-on. And if you would like to know more about the main gallery, for example,
yes,
we inspired from the Grand Egyptian Museum itself, the collection of the Grand Egyptian Museum, and the themes of the Grand Egyptian Museum. For example, land Egypt, kingship and state, community, beliefs and knowledge. With the exhibition itself, you can find different ways of introducing information for the children. For example, you can find a technology game. This technology game speaks about the flood of the Nile and how the flood of the Nile interact land of Egypt. And also we made some hands-on experience by providing a throne, and you can sit as a queen or as a king from ancient Egypt, and you can ride the chariot as well. And we made an experience about mummification, and we used the 5 scenes for the children as well. And also you can imitate us. You know that the children would like to make like this, and we choose some scenes from ancient Egypt, and the children will imitate like one from ancient Egypt. What else? We learned them about DNA and how conservators use DNA to know about the dynasty and the possibilities of who are the parents of Tutankhamun, and more and more and more.
So between, I love the topics that you have. You mentioned the topic about the land, the topic about beliefs, the topic about community, and which one you thought was more interesting to children? Which one they were really happy with or interacted more with, you think? I'm sure they are all interesting. But,
yeah, for me, Children Museum is as my son. So I can tell you that every space we worked with them as a team, we worked with hands on, mind is on, so their hearts will be on. So when we think about making any interaction unit in the Children Museum, we think about how we can make their hands on it and how their minds will be on, and also their hearts will be on. So I will give you maybe one example. We have a table of 16 sheets of papyrus, and we chose some papyrus that already exhibited in other museums, and we learned children how papyrus was used, what other tools that he can use to write in papyrus. And we spoke about the scribe and the importance of scribes in ancient Egypt. And also we chose some examples from scribe director, a scribe doctor, a scribe physician, because in ancient Egypt it was an honor to have the title of the scribe. And another thing that will be very interesting as well, we have archaeology wall. This archaeology wall will teach children how the archaeology field work. Yani, for example, he will start with an excavator. He will excavate underwater or in the sand. Then he will be a conservator who will restore the object. Then he will be a curator who will write a story about the object and exhibited it in the museum. So you can find a lot of adventure inside the Children's Museum.
It sounds very good. It sounds very interesting. What about the programs, more programs and activities that you plan to have for children?
After the opening, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I'm sure you are waiting for this opening.
Yes,
You've been waiting. How long have you been here, by the way, at GEM?
Since 2015.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you must be waiting eagerly for the official opening, I guess.
Yeah.
So what programs and activities you plan to have once the official inauguration takes place?
Okay, I can tell you the plan. The plan is about, we will have programs about the curriculum-based program, how we connect between the curriculum and the museum and the ancient Egypt. Also, we will have some series about STEAM. STEAM is very important for learning children: science, technology, engineering, math. And here in the Children's Museum, they will be STEAM: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. As we know that art in ancient Egypt is very interesting. And also we will have programs connected to the collection of the Grand Egyptian Museum as well. So children will enter Tutankhamun and have a program about it, or Hatab Harit's collection, or we will choose a kind of collection and make a program about them. Also, we will make a family program. We will bring grandmother and grandfather and family and make a family day for them.
Wow.
Even we will make some events concerning the event that is internationally and nationally done. And also there will be behind the scene program that's very interesting for children. And also we will speak about the heritage, tangible and intangible heritage, and also the history. And the history from pre-dynastic and prehistoric period till the Greco-Roman period. Yes, that's some examples
So
of the
it's
programs
not
we will
only
produce.
pharaonic. I mean, it's not only a pharaonic civilization. You'll be talking about every aspect of Egyptian history
Yeah,
with children.
as the Grand Egyptian Museum will speak about the history from pre-dynastic and the prehistoric period till the Greco-Roman period, we will make programs for the children about this long history. Not only that, we will speak about the heritage itself.
Right.
Tangible and intangible, and we integrated in the exhibition of the Children Museum some examples from heritage. For example, when we spoke about land of Egypt, we told them a proverb that is called "Fitut erwi walad fut." This proverb, the Egyptian used it, the farmer used it to speak about the months tut, and you should
And
gradually.
the Coptic calendar.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and how we connected between the months of ancient Egypt and the Coptic months and the proverbs from local Egyptian and the farmers as well.
Looking forward, Miss Eman Abul Hassan, manager of the Children's Museum here at GEM. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you. We commend your efforts and looking forward to the official inauguration and to having our young kids visiting this great place. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, dear viewers. Please stay with us. Nile Cruise will be back here from the heart of GEM. I mean, Ramses II statue is behind us here.